We live in a computer simulation. Everything around you is computer-generated images, which you interpret through the retinas of your soul, called to your thalamus gland, not your brain. The brain is the vest for the thalamus gland. Protects it. The thalamus gland sits right in the middle of your head. Your spirit and your soul keeps you connected to the astral realms. This is why you have one in this avatar. You can control this avatar without a spirit or a soul in it. But if you did that, you could be completely lost in this computer program simulation called life. When you go to school, it's called a program. When you go to college, it's called a program. They are programming you. You have been programmed since you came here. They have to write the codes into you through at their programming centers called schools. This is why it's illegal in their matrix for you not to go to school. Okay? Let's get past the flesh. What if I told you that, like Morpheus told Neo, none of this is real? None of it. It's all codes. You know what the green stuff was on the Matrix? The codes. You go watch the Matrix. If you want to know the way this what realm you live in, I always tell people, go watch They Live. Go watch Ready Player One. Go watch The Matrix. And go watch Get Out. All right? The true reason Neo was able to stop the bullets at the end of The Matrix was not because he stuck his hand out. No. It's because he simply realized that everything has codes. Everything is a code. This is why the little boy told him, do not try to bend the spoon, for that would be impossible. Simply understand that there is no spoon. The moment that Neo understood that there was no bullets, there was no agents. So he was able to see past them and strictly into their essence of what they are, computer-generated codes. Hear me clearly. So this is how he was able to stop the bullets. He basically rewrote the codes of the bullets to change their velocity to zero velocity. This is why they don't teach us about science. Go look up bullets. Google, what are bullets? They're going to tell you that bullets are kinetic energy. The quantum realms is already open. The only thing missing is you, the master key. You are the master key. The reason you can, I'm just using bullets for example. You can stop bullets. But you have to go deep within yourself and meditation and understand what the bullet is first. If you try to stop the bullet without going within yourself to rewrite the codes, you're not going to stop shit. You're going to get your goofy ass shot and then you're going to feel it because pain is a code that has been written into this computer program. Remember, they programmed you with pain when you was a baby. So to defeat this matrix, you cannot act like the codes don't exist. You can't do it that way. You can't do it that way. Because these codes exist. You hit your head against the wall, it's going to hurt because that's a code that has been written into you and into this matrix. So you have to rewrite the code. And you can't rewrite the code when you're in the matrix. You have to go outside the matrix to rewrite the code. Neo represents the algorithm or the hack in the matrix. Right? And it was once he was outside the matrix that he was able to rewrite the code so that when he went into it, he understood what it was. Okay? So, I'm cool. Thank you, though. So, how do we go outside the matrix? Meditation. But when you go into meditation, you have to go in there with an exact intent. You can meditate for different things. You can meditate for spells. You can meditate for all different type of things, protection. But you have to rewrite every single code. So if you don't want bullets to work, right? You have to go inside yourself in meditation and see while you're in meditation, while you're in a meditative state, you have to see the matrix for what it is. A bunch of fucking programs and codes. And when you deep in meditation, see these codes, envision them the same way they showed them to you in the movie. Envision all these little green codes up and down. And let's use a bullet, for example. You envision that bullet. But then you have to tell yourself, what is the bullet? Is a bullet a bullet? No, a bullet is not a bullet. What is a bullet at its source? At its source, the bullet is kinetic energy. So when you're in meditation, tell yourself that these bullets are kinetic energy. Tell yourself that these weapons are kinetic energy. Okay? Now that you know that they are kinetic energy, now tell yourself, because you are the programmer. That's what Matrix 2 was about. It's why it's called Matrix Reloaded. Because Neo's job in Matrix 2 was to reload the program with the new codes. So when you're deep in meditation, you have to reload the program. Okay, this bullet, for example, is kinetic energy. I cannot act like if a bullet hit me, it's not going to penetrate me, because that's a code that has already been written. Pain is a code. Happiness, all this shit is codes. So I have to rewrite the code of the bullet. And if I don't want the bullet to penetrate me, I can't say bullet don't penetrate me and it's not, that's going to stop it. That don't work like that. I have to rewrite the code. So I have to reprogram the code. Change the velocity of the bullet. Bullets move at velocity. Why do bullets penetrate? Because of velocity. This is all science. It's the velocity behind the bullet that allows it to penetrate. That's why the faster a bullet is, the more damage it will do. Ain't how heavy the bullet is, it's how fast it is. That's why a 223 will fuck you up. Because of the speed behind it. That's why a 223, it'll go through you, go through a wall, and hit another motherfucker, hit 3-4 other motherfuckers before it stops. Because of the velocity, the force behind the kinetic energy. So when you're deep in meditation, if you want to alter that, you have to reprogram that, recode it within yourself. Because you are the hack, being the source of everything. That's what the whole fucking Matrix movie was about. You have to reprogram the code. So you go deep within yourself. All right. And you reprogram the code to 0 velocity. At 0 velocity, the bullet has no speed behind it. So it can't penetrate you or anything. Even with velocity, most bullets, once they hit a bone, they get stuck. Facts. With all the velocity behind a bullet, most bullets, when they hit the bone, they get stuck. If they pass through your flesh without hitting the bone, it's going to keep going. But if they hit a bone, most bullets get stuck or lodged in the bone. And that's with all the velocity behind it. And what is bone? Metaphysically, what is your bone? Bone is metal that has been rusted out due to oxygen. So we have to go deep within ourselves in meditation and understand that you live in a computer simulation and all this shit has codes to it. You only experience pain because that's a code that was programmed into the matrix. The bed in front of me, code. Walls, house, codes. Everything is codes. Has already been coded. And you have to reprogram the code. And just like the agents. That's what they represent in the matrix. They represent a code. Right? Their job was to hunt down the rogue humans or the individuals who are trying to go outside the program. But we are the master programmers. So the only power that was taken from you was that. That's why in the Matrix, the machines were running everything. See? The machines represent the reptilian race who have encoded themselves down here. This is why we always call this, you hear me, or you heard Dr. York, or Brother Dr. Phil Valentine speaking about, or Bobby Hemmett speaking about light code lockdown. Yes, even your genetics is coded because this is a computer simulation. Now the question is, what are you going to do with this information I just gave you? What will you program into this matrix? What will you recode? Nothing is impossible. Everything has laws, though, or codes. So we defeat this matrix by recoding the program. And you can only do that by stepping outside of the matrix. And you can only do that by going inside of yourself and reprogramming. If you got clear quartz crystals, then the best crystals to use while you're in meditation to amplify your intent. We are the master programmers. That's why they can't get to me. That's why they ain't been able to touch me. That's why I wasn't here when they sent the marshals to my house. It's not just the ancestors protecting me, because I am the ancestors. We are the ancestors, and they are us. It's the fact that I am a program that was sent here to help you recode the matrix. This is why many of you find this content, because this is what I was programmed to do. Right now, I'm going to tell y'all like the Oracle told Neo. Y'all not gods. Y'all not goddesses. I'm sorry. Y'all not the one. Y'all not the last generation. But you do have an important decision coming up right now. In one hand, y'all got y'all life. And in the other hand, you got our whole species life. Y'all got to make a decision. Who you going to save? Are you going to let the machines win? AKA reptilians, Pleiadians, shadow government? Or are you going to reload the program? Can you see past the guns? Can you see past the bullets? Can you see past the death that doesn't exist? Can you see past the beds, the houses, the cars, the money? Can you see past it? And do you see the codes? That they are just programs? You have to recode the program? You cannot defeat this system pretending that it doesn't have programs. But you can recode the programs. I'm finna go on my website. I'm off here. You hear me? We got a lesson tonight on the website that I got to get ready for. Because I have to keep recoding the program. Recoding the matrix. Mirrors is the lecture we're doing on the website tonight. The only reason they want to delete my pages and Isis Wisdom and mess with Kalai Lives and shadow ban guys like Rod Hayes and put other gods like YP under MK Ultra is because they want to recode the codes that we have already sent out there. If you can see past my flesh to see that I am nothing more than a program, if you can see past your flesh to see that you are nothing more than a program in this matrix. And that our real reality exists outside of these bodies. When you lock in meditation, it's time to recode. Remember, that's why I used the bullet, for example. He changed the codes. They didn't tell you that in the movie. They just showed him stopping the bullet. I'm breaking it down for you, because they're not going to tell you that. But when he stopped the bullets at the end, it's only because he had recoded the velocity of the bullets to 0 velocity. So they slowed down. That's why they slowed down. And then you go watch Matrix Reloaded, you'll see what that was about. Him reloading. Now that he understands what everything is, now he has to reload the program. And that's why the dude, the source, the main architect, he said, he was all white with the white suit. He told Neo, he said, if you reload the program, you're going to destroy everybody in the Matrix that's connected to it. Just to play with his soul, like just to play with him so he wouldn't reload it. Exactly. That's how he was able to jump through the agent body at the end, because he understood there is no agent. It's just a code. And he can go inside. It's just a program. He can go inside that program at any moment and recode it. And Neo carried the code within him. This is why he was considered to be the one. And Neo also is short for neocortex. And that all deals with, you go look up neocortex for yourself. That's homework right now. That's class work. You go Google what the neocortex in your brain does. Your genetics is coded. You have DEA, coded. Frozen genetics that they recoded. They couldn't tamper with our genetics, though. They just recoded everything around you to make you believe you didn't have them. Remember, they programmed you to believe you had DNA, not DEA. They programmed you to believe you was black, not a god. They programmed us to believe that we are each other's own enemy. These are all programs. Codes. So, you have to understand that you can program and reprogram, recode anything in this matrix, because it's simply a computer simulation. Now, in the astral realm, you can't reprogram shit, because it is what it is. The Council of Nine made that. The Supreme Council of Anunnaki goddesses set up the whole astral realms through the creation of the original 23 scientists, who are the main architects of the multiverses. But when you come inside these planets, they call them, this is like code lockdown right here. They control us through programs. Sentient programs. Which is why in the movie The Matrix, they called them the Sentinels. Short for sentient programs. And you can download any program you want. You can tap into any database that you wish. This is why what they call it, when you put your mind to something, you get it done. This is where willpower comes from. That's you. Willpower is nothing more than you downloading the program that you desire to get what you want done. But we carry the codes in our genetics. So it's already in you. Having a soul and a spirit, you are a grand designer. The creator of all. This is why I say, I am everything and everything is me. And at the moment Neo realized that there was no agents, there was no bullets, it was simply him and programs. He went inside the program that was called the agent and reprogrammed it, and it destroyed from the inside out. Just programs. Everything has codes. So when we don't understand the science behind things, it makes it seem impossible. Oh, you can't stopping bullets. That got to be impossible. Yeah, if you don't understand the science behind what the fuck a bullet really is, and what a gun is made out of, and what the bullet is made out of, and the reason why bullets penetrate. Because, see, you got to know that we moving into spiritual warfare. It's getting real. Full-fledged war breaking out. And as it breaks out, most of you fear death, which is a program. But what do you fear? You fear getting shot, because the only fucking weapons they got is guns. Meanwhile, you can use guns. You have access to magic or abilities that they don't. So let's erase the program of fear. Let's get past the fear of guns. You can stop those guns with recoding the program. This is why meditation is crucial. And they didn't even teach you how to meditate. They taught you to pray. Because they know when you meditate, you are going outside the matrix and you have the ability to recode the programs. Peace to the guys and gods of the planet Kai. I'm finna go jump on this website. Now we rise. 1.